this one is, am I the asshole for being upset with my sister-in-law? I, 25 female, and my husband, 27, have been married for just about 6 years and together 10 years. We started everything at a young age, got married when I was 19, 2 months away from 20, bought a house and found out I was pregnant with our first daughter 3 months later. We are still in the same house. Our daughter is now 5 years old. I've always wanted to live in a decent-sized house on land and have farm animals such as horses, chickens, goats. I was raised like this as a kid and want my kids to have this too. The past 2 to 3 years, my husband and I have talked about this dream, but there was something that didn't allow us. Change of jobs, pandemic, now the crazy market, etc. My husband has a little sister who I love, but we've noticed she's been competing with me and my husband. After we got married, bought a house, and our daughter, she goes off and elopes with her boyfriend at the time. Then they needed to build a brand new home about 10 minutes away from our house. I needed a new vehicle as the transmission was going out, and I got my dream Jeep. It wasn't new, but I love it. Both the sister-in-law and her husband needed new vehicles too, like brand new with 3 miles on them. 2 years ago, my husband and I decided to try for baby 2 and excited to tell the family. 2 months later, sister-in-law announced she is expecting her first baby, and I went through infertility due to my PCOS. After 15 months of no luck with baby 2, we decided we are ready to do touch-ups on our house, sell it, and build our dream barn dominium. Of course, we still didn't catch on and told our family. Then that month, I found out I was pregnant with baby 2. So we decided to put this plan on hold and prepare for our second daughter. Now to present day, my sister-in-law announces they bought a fifth wheel and are putting their house on the market ASAP and plan to live on the land in their fifth wheel while their barn dominium is being built. This was mine and my husband's dream and planned to the T after the market drops and our second daughter is born, and now she has to do it right now. Right now, I'm extremely pissed. I'm 6 months pregnant, and yes, pregnancy hormones, but I'm pissed she has to one-up us and be better than us. My husband is really hurt with his little sister, but I am not sure how much longer I can keep quiet to maintain the peace between our families. I want to yell at her and tell her to stop competing with us and for stealing our dream. I know she stole our idea dream because when I told her our plan, she had no idea what a barn dominium was, so I had explained it and shown her the pictures. So am I the asshole for feeling this way? Right off the rip, I can tell you you're not the asshole for feeling that way because you can't be an asshole for feeling something. It is simply what you do with it, right? So right now, no. Not the asshole. You could potentially take this anger and do something with it that could make you the asshole, but this is tough. There are a couple of different ways to look at this situation. One, the probably best way to look at it is that imitation is flattery. And it could be that your ideas are just so damn fantastic that when you tell them, these people who have no original ideas of their own are like, damn, that's a really good idea. I want to do that. And now you're an influencer, whether you know it or not, and you can be flattered. You can be happy. The other way to look at it is, yes, they are stealing these things from you by taking them and doing them in some cases before you, even though it's like your dream to a T. And I think you're just going to have to accept that some people don't have original ideas. They don't have original thoughts. They can't come up with this kind of shit on their own, so they have to copy other people. Just be flattered that they chose to copy you. And yes, it can be frustrating. I know this from experience. You either got to ignore it or you got to create distance and go no contact. If you can't ignore it, you're going to have to create distance. It's really tough to take the high road in this case and just be flattered and ignore it and be like, yeah, that's cool. They're following our lead, that we're able to influence them and they love our ideas and blah, 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 blah. It's really easy to get mad about this and to feel like they're stealing things from you. Here's the deal though. And whenever this happens, I try to remember this little piece, because people who have no original thoughts and can't come up with this stuff on their own are always copying it. They are never going to do it the way that you would do it. There's always going to be this empty, this hollowness behind it because it's not going to have the same vigor. It's not going to have the same passion behind it. It's not going to have the same driving force and fulfillment behind it that you would have because you had the original intention and reason and passion behind doing it. They're just doing it because they couldn't think of anything else to do, and your idea seemed like a pretty damn good one. So they are never going to do it as well as you would. That is tough to keep in mind, but it is an important piece that I think prevents you from sacrificing things that you really want to do just because someone stole them from you. Ultimately, in 20 years, if you look back at this, you're going to be like, who gives a shit? You want to do these things for you, so what if they do them as well? They're going to do them in an empty, hollow way because they can't think of original shit on their own. Let them try. Let them try to copy it. Let them try because they're never going to do it in the original way that you were going to. That's the way I feel like we should feel. That would be the ideal way to feel. It's just tough to make yourself feel that way. So your feelings are warranted right now. It's just, what do you do with them now? Where do you take them? And it's, if you can live with it without going no contact with her, great. If you can't live with it without going no contact with her, go no contact. Either way, you're justified. Just do whatever works for you. There are some similar stories from way back where you could do something like, now that you figured it out, start sabotaging and telling them that you want to do these really expensive, ugly things like that one OP did with the purse that was extremely expensive and super ugly. And then when they show up with these things that you said you were going to do and they realize that you were just misdirecting them, they're going to get all pissed off and expose themselves. So that's a play right now, not the asshole. You can't be the asshole for feeling that way. You haven't decided what you're going to do with it yet. Just know that you have a lot of options in front of you and take the time to process and choose the thing that you really want to do with it. You have a lot of options available, from no contact to petty to just ignoring it or being flattered by it. But just know that what you're feeling is valid and you're not an asshole for feeling that way. It's just, where do you go with it now? In this case, OP, it's like you're an accidental influencer. And there are people out there who, make a living by giving ideas to other people. The flip side of that is that you create a consumer culture where a lot of people are looking for those ideas everywhere. So if your sister-in-law is someone who seeks that influence and needs that influence, then you're the one providing it, which is a flattering sign for you. It means that you've got great ideas. If you take the petty route, you could have some fun with it. I'm not advocating for that. I'm just saying there's some petty options available. We were thinking about breeding fainting goats. That's what you ought to say. And then you just go over there once a day and play an air horn. Watch them all go thump.